Don't you're not alone in the fight. The broken, the unspoken, we can't feel if the wound is open. If I can't see your heart is bleeding, pride is holding you up. When the wrong and pain I have to see, gain for their own benefit. Be strong, be brave. Don't fall away from the grave. Stand tall. We don't know the spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. Liberia, when we stop in Liberia, crying, ignored when you are ill. Let the lights are kept to see. Today, forever, all that be strong, be brave, be brave. You're too far from the grave. Stand tall. We are here. We don't know. Spirit of fear. We will overcome. Yes, we will overcome. We will overcome. Yes, we will.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to the Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is the end of the week, Friday, November 5th, 2021. We wake up the news. That the January 6th Committee of the United States of America's Congress is making some great strides. Congresswoman Liz Cheney has said that they have already interviewed 150 people or more so far. We listened to Congressman Thompson, the chair of the committee, stating that he has signed over 20 subpoenas to be sent out for people to be called before the committee to testify. We see that strides are being made to protect our democracy, to ensure that this system that was founded by our founding fathers remain the fundamental instrument to lead us into a new era. Our system of democracy, based upon our Constitution and laws that we hold so highly, that we must protect for posterity. And to see one man, Donald Trump, and his enablers, Mitch McConnell, and all these people want to destroy our democracy because they agreed to make one man rule this nation. Are they crazy? Are they crazy? To destroy what our forefathers have built and left for us to cherish and ensure continue to perpetuity. One man would destroy our democracy. That one man got to be punished. And it behooves us to resolve this matter of what happened in this country on January 6, 2021. It is our moral and constitutional responsibility to ensure that Mitch McConnell and the other evil people that want to bury this evil act of Donald Trump to overthrow our democracy is not buried, but brought to light so that the whole world can know exactly what happened in America on January 6, 2021. So we support the continued work of the January 6th Committee of the United States Congress to ensure that we dig to the depths of what happened to this country, or who were the evil people that perpetrated this crime against our nation and people, and they must be punished. They must be brought to justice, that this thing will not happen again in America. We never believed that one man could have a coup d'etat in this country. Some of us thought that was something far-fetched. Now here it is, a reality, that one man indeed can overthrow this country, our democracy, our system of prolonged leadership, and try to turn it into some freak show on an animal farm. We can't tolerate that. Our democracy means more to us than any one man or his family or anyone want to be king or whatever. Our democracy is divine. And any man that tries to trample upon the will of the divine the divine shall be punished. He and his enablers. And in due time, we'll rally around the January 6th committee to get the results and punish these people. Punish them. That this be an example to all would-be wannabe leaders. Don't touch the democracy of the United States of America. So help you God. Okay, let's move on. We also see that one of the people traveling with Joe Biden had tested positive for COVID-19. So we see that this disease is prevalent. No matter where you are, how high you are, you still not safe from it. Donald Trump caught it. People close to Biden catching it. We still have to take heed and govern ourselves accordingly. Also, we see that Democrats have finally come to their senses and have come together and are about to pass President Joe Biden's bills, his infrastructure bill and his Build America Better bill, the spending bill. The progressives, Congressman Manchin, and the other Congress lady have pulled their demands back based on Nancy Pelosi's continued leadership of the American Congress. And they have kind of come together and decided today, sometime, they will vote, howbeit alone, without Republicans or not, to pass the president's bill. It is long overdue, way long overdue. And this, by the help of God, will come to an end today, and Biden will get on his way to doing what he needs to do to get our country back to where it needs to be because of the failures of Donald Trump. Okay? So that's it for that. And we look forward to passing the bill before 12 o'clock today or sometime today. So more power to the Congress of the United States of America. Okay, we look on our Liberian side. We see our poor Unity Party. It has no headquarters no more. Okay? The McLean family said they want their building back and their property back. They want money. They not care about politics. Y'all can run your politics all day. We want our money. You not give our money. You got to go. So, Unity Party is out there looking for a new house. Joseph Boca is in America. He finished telling Anthony Cassidy to find a new place for us. So, his job of progressives will be looking for a new place for them. Okay? So that's how it is. Now, Casa is praising Benin for giving his property to all Liberian party. But so you know that Benin party for life, that the Ewe family party. And Casa is a part of the Ewe family, so that their party for life. I don't know about the rest of us Liberian people, but ALP, that the three people who leading the ALP, Benin, Ewe, Costa, and Benina's daughter, Talia. They're the three people that make up the whole Liberty Party. My family party. Okay, let's move on. So you see, let's get into my topics for today. I ain't dealing too much about our political situation today. I'm a teacher. And my job is to try to get into my people's minds the significance of who we are, where we are today in our existence as Liberia and Liberian people, and what we need to do despite all our difficulties, despite all our problems, our issues, to unify ourselves, to solidify our ideals and our principles, and strive to build a greater and better Liberia. I don't want to build a Liberia that was in 1980. That's bullshit. I'm not that kind of man. That Liberia in 1980 had problems, needed reform. Trouble knew it, but trouble was caught between the rock and the hard place. The old guards and trouble aggressive like Ellen Johnson and all the useless people who wanted power during those days and thought they could lead us into a better existence. So my ideal is not going back. My ideal is going forward. So in order for us to go forward, we have to evaluate ourselves, evaluate our system, evaluate our society, evaluate our concepts of leadership and direction for our people. And once we do those things and can structuralize our past problems, our current issues, and how we can alleviate some of the problems we're facing, then we can sit with visions of the past, of the actualities of the present, and put those things together and hope to find solutions and dreams to our problems for our near future, not our distant futures, our near futures. Because if we don't change our country soon, we're going back into a civil war. Or we're going back right now where our country is. We're so down and bad. When you listen to people like Yeke Kaluba and our leaders talking, it's an indication of where we are today in our societal living. And where we are, it does not afford us the opportunities that our Constitution guarantees us to live better lives, to grow our society and our people's mentalities, especially our people's mentalities, that will change the lives of our children. So it's up to us and our teachers and those that have visions of political lives and our political existence and our political sovereignty and protection to lay the foundation for us to understand the processes that we must pursue to achieve those things that we need to grow and advance ourselves. Because we can't always look at the political situation. We can't always look at the political bullshit that's going on today and hope to change our society from what we look at. Because what we're looking at is messed up. What we're looking at is dysfunctional. What we're looking at is bullshit that needs to be reformed. But how do we do that? We need teachers. We need visionaries. We need people to sit down and tell us how to lay the building blocks so that when we see it in our minds, as a people, no matter what level of our education, when we hear the message will give us a picture of where we are. And we see this message with building blocks. Yes, we are here. But if we do this, we can add on to this and we can build our society to the next level. And when we come to this next level, we stay here and evaluate where we are now. And we look to see where we can look to build to the next level. That's how we build. We can't come from the bottom and just jump to the top. No. And that's why I always tell my people there are processes to development, processes to enliftment, processes to moving our people from one level to the next level. And if we don't understand those processes and how to apply them meaningfully so that our people grasp the picture, despite their levels of education, despite their ignorance, once they can grasp that picture of what our ideals are for their benefits and progress and advancements, they will follow. They will trust. They will believe. But we ourselves got to lay the foundation as educated people, as erudite leaders of our society. We have to lay the foundation for our people to follow. If we don't lay the foundation, our people will not follow, because our people are looking for leadership. And everybody in our leadership structure want to be leader. And all of us can't be leaders. Some of us got to be teachers. Some of us got to be peer setters. Some of us got to be justice seekers. And when you have those levels of ideal proponents in our society, these are ideals. People who want justice, people who want change, people who want education, people who want development, people who want structural living. All those things we got to think about it and we got to plan it. That way we have different fields of education, different professions, because people study those different aspects of our society and how we can relate to them, how we can raise our people in different areas based on our specialties. And when we go from step to step in learning those processes, it enables us to understand and appreciate the fullness of who we are, where we come from, what are our principles and public policies that make us Liberian people a cohesive unit that think the same way. And we are already that cohesive unit. When you hear Liberian people talking about, oh, we have the Liberian culture, that means that's something that is unique to the Liberian people, that over time we have developed through our interactions, our relationships, our diversities, our conflicts. All those things make us who we are. And if we don't appreciate who we are, we will never appreciate our diversities that enable us to build wholesome, functioning societies that are not made of monolithic thinking people. We don't think the same way. We are diverse thinkers. And that enables us to bring all our diversities to the table so we can finalize one common existence, one commonality that we call Liberianism. I hope you understand what I'm talking. I hope I'm making sense. When I'm saying that we're in the midst of many, we have to find solutions that will bring us together on one common point. And when we can find that solution, when we can find that kind of leadership, when we can find the teachers that will inspire us and motivate us and enlighten us in that kind of path, our lives will change because we understand that our unity through our agreement, the Constitution, strengthens us. It doesn't weaken us, it strengthens us. I would say a buttress us based on all the things we got, our religion, our social, our cultural teachings and upbringing, all those things come together through our laws because we agree on it. We come together and say, this is what we want. This is what we want for our society. And once we come together and put those things together and realize that we are intelligent enough to sit, converse, think, vision, have the vision to bring ideals together. Once we can do that, which we have already, we have the Republic of Liberia. Now we have to understand that our nation is not, although it is a melting pot of people and cultures that are similar, but it's not a melting pot of monolithic thinking. We have diverse thinking within our midst. And when we appreciate those diverse thinkings and know that within all of our different thinkings, we share some certain things. We share certain things that our Constitution makes sure that we see that bring us together. And what are those things? We know that all of us support life. We know all of us came together for the purpose of being free. We know that all of us know that in our unity and in our liberty, our pursuit of liberty, our unity will afford us the ability to pursue happiness because we have equal protection. We have equal rights. We have justice equal under the law. So that affords us the motivation, the inspiration, the incitement to pursue our laws and constitution. Because we're in our common agreement, we are assured that we'll live, we'll be free, and we have the ability to do anything we want to do to advance our own selves and our family and what we believe in within the midst of the body count. So we're in the midst of all of us, this vast nation of millions of people. We have our individual freedoms. We have our individual dreams. We have our individual objectives. We're in that democracy. So, in the midst of many, we still have our freedoms because our laws provide that atmosphere for us to be in the midst of many, but yet have our individualities to pursue our own happiness, to dress the way we want to dress, to eat the way we want to eat, to think the way we want to think. These are the opportunities that our constitutional law provide us based on our common thinking, our love for freedom and justice, equality. And when we understand these common foundational things that make us who we are as a nation and people, that affords us the ability to dream, to pursue great things, to build our nation and our peoples, not only our minds, but our spirit and our bodies. They have forced us great things that are mystical. Because when the people come together, God is with us. We talk about God, 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 God. I listen to Costa. I listen to everybody. Oh, we talk about God, 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 God. God without action is nothing. God without profound thinking for the people has no impact on the meaning of our lives. So we have to understand how the spiritual interacts with the physical. We got to understand the mystical elements that come together that enable us to speak the way we speak, to teach, to bring people together. You know, Pastor talk about spirit, 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 spiritual. Listen to him. Listen to all our people, especially those people who understand Liberian society. Our society is holy, religious. When we say holy, we don't mean that everybody going to heaven. Shit, everybody going to hell in that damn country. When we say holy, it means that everybody rely on some biblical thing to or biblical spiritual teaching to advance us to the next level. You know. And this morning I went to Costa, I went to Rama TV, I went to as many people I could see, even Yasindi, but yeah, all the people, everybody touching on God and some spiritual thing and some fools, because that's who we are. That's who we are, but we have to understand that in all things we do, God will only help us if we help ourselves. And if we keep calling on God, 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 with our works, it don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. And we keep calling on God, 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 God. And we're in our thinking, it's all about us. We assume that. Real spiritual people can see through that and see who we are. See whether we're charlatans or real teachers of the past. But you know, all this has come from love, which is my last topic for the day. Only love. Understanding that in all we do, the foundation gotta be love. I'm not going to my last topic now, but it's fundamental. Because that's the reason we came together in the first place. Love of liberty, love of peace, love of non-violence, love of peaceful coexistence, love of humanity being profound. All these things is based on peace and us coming together. This is what we base our constitution and laws on. So we have two systems in the world. One system is based on force and the rule of a group or a man or one family or military people. That's communism, socialism, monarchy, oligarchy, all those gigis. They are systems ruled by a group of people, one person, or family, something like that. Then we have democracy that's ruled by the people, or have the semblance of being ruled by the people, where we elect our leaders. And this is our system. So one system is based on free choice of the people. The other system is based on the choice of a group of people. Some people like that. Some people like that because I already know. Having one family lead them and one people lead them. But this is not what we know. What we know is what Jesus told us. That it is better for him that is within us than him that is within the world. Why? Because him that is within us is our inner self that understands what we want for us, not for the world. And those are all Christian teachings. And that's why I say Jesus Christ was the precursor of our system of democracy, because he told us to break church away from politics. He told us that we have the power to elect our own leaders, to decide for ourselves who should lead us. We don't have to go to no sect or pray to nobody or listen to no prophetess. Like what pastor say, all the prophets telling me, I don't give a damn about what the prophets tell me. I'm going out there to ensure that my political will is the one that my people choose. And I can't do that by sitting home in the church, because Jesus Christ has already told me to separate church from state. Because if I stay in the house and I keep saying, oh, Jesus, 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 it ain't going to happen. When it's time for politics, it's time for politics. It's not time for church. When it's time for church, it's time for church. And those countries that makes church with religion, like those Islamic countries and things like that, they have problems. They have problems. Because when you separate church from state, you know that on the state, people have a different kind of free will than on a church. And that's what Jesus Christ knew. I'm bringing in Jesus Christ into all of this because my people are spiritual and religious. And I want to impress upon you that democracy comes from Jesus Christ. The same spiritualism all of us talk about. He told us that we can't bring it into government. If you understand the teaching of Jesus Christ, how it relates to democracy and our system of leadership, you will understand why he said we can't mix religion with church. It's not good. Because we can't mix religion with politics. It's not good. Because there are two different games. There are two different games. On the politics, we have the rights. We are empowered with God-like thinking, God-like power, God-like vision to lead our nation. We are empowered. We are empowered with the religious thinking and blessing and everything. All of us. That's what separates us from the church. In the church, the pastors and deaconesses and reverends, they are empowered to teach us and guide us. For under the politics, they can't guide us. They can't direct us. They can't interfere with us because we take on the powers of God in politics. They are there to guide our religious and spiritual thinking of our society. But they're not there to guide us on our individual thinking of our freedoms and our liberties under the law. No, that's what God gave us the Constitution. That's what Jesus Christ made us come together with the vision that in order for us to live together, in order for all the tribal people in Liberia, plus the Congo people to come together, we must come to a common understanding of how we're going to live. And that doesn't include no religion. Our religious background only guide us to moral thinking and moral living and moral existence, but it does not dictate to us our constitution, our laws. That why when people hear me talking to the pastor and things like that, oh, Chesson, you don't like God. No, that has nothing to do with God. When people hear me blasting the useless pastors who want to be politicians and leaders in our society, I don't waste time with them. I cuss their asses. Because Jesus, if you understand your Christian Bible, Jesus is the head of democracy. And he told us from time immemorial, separate church, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God. Don't let your pastors tell you how to run your political lives. Don't let your pastors tell you how to run our country. No, that's not their job. Jesus separated us. They can guide us in our spiritual lives. Our spiritual lives enable us to be good leaders of our country. You understand the difference? We go to church to develop our moralities and our spiritualism. And we lead our nation based on the men and women that we are, who is within us, not who is within the world. And that's why Jesus come in with our democracy, with our system of freedoms and justices. Because our religion not meant to rule our society. Our religion is meant to rule us. Our thinking, our behavior, our attitudes, our abilities to live with one another, to coexist. That's what our religion do. But our politics is for us to exercise that what is within us, within the world. Our freedoms and justice and liberties has nothing to do with pastors or juju or priests. No, they can predict all of that, yes. But when we speak, we must speak like we are empowered with the grace of Jesus Christ to speak for our nation, to speak for our sovereignty, to speak for our powers, common powers, unity, solidarity. So when we speak as people imbued with the Spirit of God, we speak for justice, we speak for truth, we speak with vision of a better life for our people that is devoid of corruption, nepotism, lies, betrayal. It's devoid of all of that. Because that's when we look at our constitutional laws that are divine and blessed. Because we, through our own spirits and prayers and blessings, gave our laws and powers to make our nation what it is today. So I don't want to spend too much time on this topic. It's almost 44 minutes I spent on this topic already. But just to let you know that we have within us life, liberty, and the ability to pursue our own happiness through our laws. It has nothing to do with church. It has nothing to do with pastors. It has nothing to do with deaconesses. And they better not mess up with our political thinking and way of life. Because Jesus Christ divided it. Told them, stay in your area, the church. Guide our behavior. Guide our attitude. Guide our way of living with each other. But don't mess with the politics of our country. Because we are empowered with that ability to sit and discuss our politics, our nation, our governance, that God-like people. Because Jesus Christ empowered us with that. So when we're talking about our nation, I don't want to hear about religious things. I don't want to hear about what the pastor said. I want to hear about what the church said. I want to hear about what the religious groups say. I'm ready to kick their asses because they're not the area. Jesus Christ has divided that area. When it comes to politics, this is the book that I rely on, the Constitution and law. This is the Bible for politics because Jesus has divided it. He said, I empower you with the thinking of righteous men to lead your nation, make laws, govern your people. I bless the Levites, who are the pastors and the priests and the priestesses and the prophetesses. All those people, they're the Levites. I empower you all to take over the religion, the teachings of the church, the sacrifices, the order, the spiritual lives, the godly spirit, everything. That's your job. Teach the people, empower the people, but take your hands out of politics. You're not politicians. And that's how God divided the realm. That's how Jesus Christ divided our democracy. And that's how it has existed from the time we have come to envision what democracy is all about. And that's what we got to maintain, this democracy. Because just like the Islamic people, the Buddhists and all of them run on their religious teaching to govern their society, democracy is our blessings to govern our society like God's. Not to have God govern our society. God wants us to govern our society like spiritual men and women of free will. Nothing about Christianity holds us down or burdening us to serve other people. Nothing. It gives us free will. And free will is part of our democratic system. If you don't believe it, cross the line and let me kick your ass with the damn laws. But we have a system of leadership. It's in our laws. And it's not under the church. We are divine and blessed to lead this side of our religion. Let the pastors and things guide our spiritualism, our youth, teach them about church, about goodness, about fairness, about justice, about love, and all those good things. But we in government, we deal with free will and punishment and implementing justice, not teaching it. I would say ignorance of the law is no excuse. Aluta! The time of the people is now. Follow me. Let me teach you. Teaching is not about politics. It's about strengthening your mind and understanding our laws better than just reading a book. Knowing principles, knowing ideals that set us apart. That when you know justice, you know it. It's a law. You don't gotta go and read the law to know justice. Justice is justice. Fairness is fairness. Equality is equality. And that's why Jesus knew all those things. He didn't have to read the law. Because the law comes for our abilities to exercise love, freedom, and peaceful coexistence with each other. Let me take a break. I start my second topic. In the cause of the people, the struggle. Thinking for progress. My second topic. Listen to Yeke Koloba. Listen to the representative of the Republic of Liberia talking. He sounds like a trash fool. He sounds like a disgusting disgrace to the Republic of Liberia. That's our leader. Everybody talking honorable, honorable. What honorable about why you kick out about beast? When you be spewing out of your mouth, it just shows that our country has no leaders. Our country has come down to nothing, just like Torba told us. Torba told us in 1980 before they killed him. Torba said, "You'll kill me, Liberia will go down to nothing." And when I listen to Yeke Koruba, Torba's statement has come true. Our legislature talking about the president bringing medicine in the country. The whole country covered with medicine. The president a dog. The president a useless man. Liberia is not a country no more. We have no respect for anybody, anything secret, sacred in our country. Our country is ruled by people who have no respect for nothing. In other words, our country is going to the dogs. Look at Liberia today. Look at the kind of people who got leading us. They think it's pure out of their mouths. Our people, they are killed. The blood on their hands. Prince Johnson, Ellen Johnson, Sirleaf, all these wicked people. Look at when Ellen Johnson said they brought her Juju woman to Liberia, what they call her the Queen of Sheba, sold our country to the Juju nation. These are the people who say they got education, all the kind of thing. They sit down there and follow spiritualism and witchcraft and juju. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is a witch. And she brought our country to this level for power, greed, nepotism. So how do we change our country? Our country can change with that kind of thinking. Even if you feel that you want to tell me people in America don't use astrology and juju and all that shit. They use it. They call it astrology. You know how many white people leading this country go to soothsayers, fortune tellers every day to tell their fortune, whether they will succeed or not. People believe in the same thing Liberian people believe in. But we know there's a limit. Because when you start talking shit, we say this man's crazy. He needs to get out. He don't belong here. When he starts talking about the president bringing juju and all that kind of thing, it's time for him to pack his shit and leave our legislature. He's nuts. There's no doubt that people do spiritual things. Jesus Christ was spiritual. Many of the things he did, raising the dead, healing the sick, those are all mysterious things. They're spiritual. So if he can do it, that tells us that it exists. Other people can do it. Because Jesus also taught us, put no other gods before me. So there are other gods. There are other gods. But who do you trust? Who is your God? Who is the God that when you pray to, he says yes? When you say, God, I want to wake up in the morning running, although I'm crippled right now, and he said, yes, in the morning you will wake up and run. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? That if you cripple and God tell you to run in the morning, you'll get up and run? I'm not a religious man. I'm not a holy man. I'm just a follower. There are questions for you to answer. But this is where we are, my people. This is where we are. Our mentality keeps us down. When we think about juju, when we think about things and say, I got something within me that is greater than he that is in the world. And I don't care, I'm protected because I believe. And you go forward and do it. That's your juju. Because greater is he that is within me than he that is within the world. If you understand that, what that means, you will move to a whole different level of existence. You will move to a whole different level of empowerment. You will move to a whole different level of influence over others. But you got to understand what that means. Greater is he that is within me than he that is within the world. When you find a mystery to that, then all things will be opened up unto you. Let me start my third lesson. My hour is almost over. In the cause of in everything you do, there must be a driving force, an underlying force that we don't see that makes all things possible. And for Christians, it's love. If you say you're a follower of Jesus Christ, there's no other foundation that you can build on but love. And what is love? Every day we talk about love, love, love. Yeah, love is when you have sex. That's a different kind of love. When you love your girlfriend, that's a different kind of love. When you love your mom and pop, that's a different love than loving your girlfriend or boyfriend or your brother or sister. They got different kind of love. They call that kind of love for mom and pop agape. Deep love. It doesn't have to do, it has nothing to do with sex. It has to do with the love that comes with the connection to your parents, to your mother. That's agape. This other love or sex and all of that, I can't remember what they call that kind of love. So, but everything we do, the foundation is love. Why? Because everything Jesus taught us was based on love. His death for us was love. His resurrection, love. His ascendance into heaven, love. His birth, love. Everything was love. Love. If you're Christian, you cannot say you get mad and put your Christianity aside to deal with people. No, you can't do that. You know how many people hurt me in my life? I don't want revenge. I don't even want, I pray to God that I don't even, when I see them, I don't even think about what they did to me. Why? Because if I spend my lifetime thinking on revenge, that person has already taken my life away from me twice. They screwed me the first time by fucking me up. Then here am I sitting down all my life thinking about fucking them all back. And that's not the way of my God. If I believe in Jesus Christ, if somebody do something to me, I say, I'll put my Christianity down to get that person. And Jesus said, yeah, right, get that person. I will see how you get them when I will not allow you to do that. So when you set your Christianity down and you do not have Jesus Christ to help you get that person, how you going to get them? And the person already got the power to punish you. The person already had fucked with you the first time. And you want revenge. Then you go put your Christianity aside, the only power you got, and go fight the person on your own, and the person using juju is stronger than you. Are you stupid? So you see, that's why I listen to some of my Christian Liberian people talk about, don't deal with me, I'll put my Christianity aside. You put your Christianity aside, you have nobody. Who you use to fight your enemies? Do you have another God that is not Jesus Christ? Then you can't be a Christian. You see how we feel? We cause ourselves to fail. Because you put your Christianity aside, you're not a Christian. That's it. Every time I hear Liberians talk about that thing, I want to stomp them. Because when you tell me you put your Christianity aside to fight me, I say, come on, bitch. Come on. I got my Christianity. You want to set yours aside to come fight me? Do it. Let's who ass will get kicked. That's sense. You can't get so mad that you put your Christianity aside. But still, it's all based on love. Love, 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 love. That's what Jesus said, forgive 70 times 70. You can never stop forgiving, no matter how it hurts. To forgive, it hurts. You got to put your pride down. You got to put your egotism down. You got to put all that shit down and submit. And submit. You're not submitting to the person. You're submitting to God. You're telling God, I hear you, Jesus. Because of your teachings, I will not revenge. Because of your love, I will not revenge. You're not doing it because of the person that did you harm. You're doing it because of your love for God and your love to follow his will. Because that's the greatest thing, Jesus, of any Christian. That's the greatest thing of any Christian. Forgive 70 times 70. It's not easy. If you can forgive 70 times 70, you have a clear passage to heaven. Aluta! Love. Only love. Have a good day. In the cause